It's time now for 3 questions for Grandma.
This show is honestly, they talk about that extra hour's sleep. You do this podcast, I probably dropped 3 pounds during this podcast.
You lucky one, I gained 3 pounds.
Let me tell you, if I have any more technical issues, this is the final straw here.
Joel, you gave already so many chances.
This is it. I worked too damn hard on this podcast. 3 questions for Grandma. First question comes from Z-Bugs. By the way, ZZ got her first love letter from a boy in her class.
All right, don't embarrass.
The mother insisted.
No, you can't tell this story. You cannot tell it.
I can tell.
No, you can't, because this boy. No, don't. She's gonna marry this boy. He will never give up on her. And don't say.
She's 6.
Don't say
I'll reveal
anything.
it on social media. Follow us on Insta, and I'll reveal it there.
Don't reveal
Great
it.
tease, Karm. Thank you for playing along with me. First question comes from ZZ Bugs. How does God know what time it is to change from night to morning? In other words, how does he know to bring the sun up and put the sun down and the moon up and the moon down? How does God know?
This is it. This is very hard to understand. I just saw what the Lubavitch Rebbe, I saw it on Facebook like an hour ago, somebody put it on, that the Lubavitch Rebbe said that he pays attention to every single tiny, tiny detail for everybody. Now, I don't know if I would have believed this before the advent of the computers, but now there is so much computing that can be done in 1 second that God can decide when the sun will go around and when the earth will go around and program everything in, and it's working.
On to the next question. I think this may be a redundant question. This comes from Vida Aliyah, who was in a rush to school and a little lazy with her thought process today, but she wants to know, why do some people need glasses but others do not?
I don't think she ever asked this.
Oh, so what's the answer?
Well, your great-grandfather was an optometrist. He studied to chisel eyeglasses to I'll show you what chiseling means. It means that you put it into a shape.
Look, he exerted all that time and he ended up in a gas chamber.
No, but the point is...
I exert all this time and the camera dies.
Okay, that's better if the camera dies than when
I'm
you
not so
die.
sure.
When you die.
I'm not so sure.
Okay, Joel, you're persevering. The point is that we have a lens inside of our eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that lens doesn't pick up everything, and you need an adjustment, and the eyeglasses add to the lens. I'll make a drawing for you, Vida.
Last question comes from J Mac, who's almost 3, not quite, insists on being part of this. This morning, when I was getting the questions, he said, and Z-Bugs was with me, and she goes, just 6, and she said, spit it out, J-Mac, and he said, you don't tell me what to do, you don't tell me what to say, I have question, and he goes, and she says, spit it out, J-Mac, and he says, my question. Meanwhile, I've slept for 2 hours, I'm absolutely exhausted, I feel like I'm going to vomit. This goes on for like 25 minutes. How does it? Spit it out, J-Mac. It's my question, me question. Finally, the question came. How does a grown-up buy apples? That was his question. How does it? Grow pineapples? Hi, Rose. What's the answer?
With money.
And that's the podcast. If this camera dies again,
don't do any more if.
I'll be a convicted felon.
Okay, goodbye.
I'll be a convicted felon. BTK, you're a
goodbye,
scumbag.
America.
Shouldn't have killed people, BTK, but I understand you got issues.
No, you say BTK. It wasn't nice.
It wasn't nice.
It wasn't nice.
Maybe I'll text you the link to this show.
Don't be ridiculous.